Alright, so the cards I don't play in the Isshin deck, let's start. I like Opportunist. He only triggers once though, but he can trigger every turn, especially when people need to attack you for it to trigger every turn. We're gonna replace this with Midnight Reaper. I think it's gonna be better. Falconer's Adept might go in the deck still. It does create a 1/1 with flying, but it does cost 4. It's just a 2/3 that doesn't fly by itself. I think it's a little too high on the curve for that. We already have enough tap target creature effects on attacks. If it's the best one, if it's the best effect, I'll put it in. I really like the foil cool little dinosaur. That it looks cool, and it really is a pain. So these might come back in the deck. Each opponent lose a life, but you know, everybody lose a life, so that's 3 damage, right? And everybody, let's say multiplayer 40, that's 120. So you got to think about removing 120 damage, right? So some of my cards that cost like 4 will do like 7 damage to everyone and fucking 10 damage to everyone. And you know, this guy 2 damage to everyone every turn. Is that enough? Even with Isshin? I don't know. Feels like a 2/2 for 1 late game, kind of weak. They're out for now, but I'm gonna probably put 1 slot 1 and kind of see if I'm right with that every time. Armament triggers every time, +1 for each attacking creature. All it does is beef up a creature. It doesn't give it trample, haste, or anything useful. It just beefs one up. So you put this on Isshin. Isshin is really good, really strong. Doesn't die when he attacks. And then what? He gets blocked by anything. Who cares? So if it gave trample though, it would have been sick. Boot's kind of a dead card. Same with the other boot. Not really necessarily something I have too many good things to play turn 2, and a lot of these are kind of worthless. Because if you play something else turn 2 like Niblis, then you keep this for what, turn 5, and then you give haste to what? It's already on the battlefield. So it was a little too redundant. I took one out. Goad all creatures. So you're gonna attack with yours first. They're gonna block. Then you're gonna surprise them with goad all creatures. They're going to have a few creatures left. That's gonna have to swing on the other player. The other player is gonna block with their creatures that are goaded because they don't want to kill each other. Okay, they're all teaming up against Isshin at this point. So yes, it's kind of clearing the board for them, which is good for you. You know, then you come back on your turn and you can swing. Feels a little blah. Feels a little blah. But I keep it in the radar. Unblockable used to be a thing with other creatures and creatures that you don't want to die. Like this 1/1 here, it's gonna die. You know, it creates your 1/1 and it's in my deck, but the boot for this, yes, but the boot for anything else, I don't know. And then unblockable, sure, you've hit someone for 3 damage by being unblockable. Is that really worth a card? Not sure. Elrider is already there. Niblis is right here. World of Possibilities, again, these are fine. I think when you want to draw cards, there's got to be better ways to draw cards in Commander. This thing, you become the Monarch. When somebody attacks you, it triggers twice with Isshin. They take damage equal number of cards in their hand. Like I was saying, you get, what are you doing this for? You're doing this to draw a card every turn? Okay. Gotta be other cards that cost less that can do that. Like Phyrexian Arena or fucking something else. Dark Confidant, maybe, I don't know. And then, you know, it says, well, yeah, but it's gonna do a lot of damage to someone who's want to attack you to take the Monarch. And I'm like, well, you're still giving somebody a choice. Somebody has a choice. Do they want to attack you? Do they want to take the damage? No. Then this thing really didn't do much for you. You know, you cast it, it replaces itself, and somebody has a choice. So it's really good pillow fort, but besides that, it's not for this deck. Like I was saying, when you play cards in this deck, they need to do damage now. They need to do a lot of damage now, not give someone a choice to take damage. Release Fury is here to tap a bunch of creatures so I can pass. I think it's a useful trick, but there's got to be another card that costs less than X +2. that can do the same. You know, but I'm willing to think about instants that are battle centric, battle tricks, if you want. I don't think this is the best. I think there's gonna come up something that costs 2 that can do that. I like this boot, honestly, in this deck. Haste is cool. Flying is good too. It's like a form of evade. I do like the boot here. 2/2. I think if you don't have all the cards that you could get, this is definitely a cool, really good card for the deck. Karazikar, I'm removing it because everything that costs 5 is gonna get cut for now. But Karazikar is a lot of fun. Definitely goes back in my deck if I feel like I need something at 5. Probably the first one. Only triggers when it attacks. It doesn't have haste, so turn 5 you cast it. It doesn't have haste. You have to wait to turn 4, 6. Then you tap a creature and goad it, but with Isshin it's 2 creatures. And it's whenever you attack a player. So it triggers every time, for every player, if I don't mistake. Whenever an opponent attacks another one of your opponents, so when your opponents attack one or the other, which they could, in this case you draw a card, trigger twice with Isshin. If it's 2 players, you get to draw 4 cards with Isshin. But they do too. You know, but I like the fact that this deck is faster than most. You can get to use those cards faster than most. Seems good again, but like turn 6, okay, turn 6 you swing with this, you don't tap anything, you're gonna draw a bunch of cards, you're gonna play a bunch of shit on your second main phase. Now you're at turn 7, trying to kill 3 players still. My deck currently is faster than this. So out for now. Guitar's Crusade is really cool. You put it turn 5. Say you hit with so say you just tap anything, please. Please. Give me Einwehr Garrison. Give me Einwehr Garrison, because I have something to say about this. So you'll notice that I have an Einwehr Garrison, but I don't have Einwehr Battlement. So the reason why is because it costs 5 and tap Battlement to transform it into a 7/4. And that's a lot. That's like turn 6. So it's like even more than Karazikar. So, but Garrison is good enough by itself. It's a monster. So, but say yeah, you have Garrison, you swing, even by itself, or say something that does a 1/1 with Isshin. Then you get to put 2 creatures on the battlefield. They both trigger Qatar's Crusade. Everything gets +1/+1, including Isshin, and your Signal Pest, and fucking this guy, and your Niblis. 2+1/+1 on everything. Honestly, it's a lot of fucking dice to work with. I don't want to do that. I'm kind of dice fatigued, and I really don't like putting fucking dices everywhere. But it's also costing 5, and I'm not going there yet, but it's a crazy cool card. So Qatar's Crusade, I think very solid, but I'm just lowering the cost. Adriana, again, when I had it, there was like 1 player left when I was able to use it, and it melee'd for like once and maybe twice with Isshin. Give everyone everything +2/+2. Meh, for 5, I'll just grab the Goblin War Driver. So again, shielded by Fate, and you know, other boots, Indestructible, and Hammer of Nazan and stuff like that. They're here to protect, and it feels very stompy, like The Rock kind of vibe to it. You know, where like you take more time early to kind of push mid-game. Me, it's early game. So then I have a choice. What do I do with this? Do I cast it early? Do I cast Isshin? So I have to cast this first so that when I cast Isshin, I can attach it to it. Now Isshin's indestructible. That's really cool. But you're spending cards and mana and time. And I think the deck just wants to go fast. These will probably see play in the deck if I need more removal. Terminate, Dire Tactics, really cool cards. So again, not playing them because it's 100 cards, but absolutely not unplayable cards, just possible cards. Chaos Warp, definitely a good answer, but at 3, you know, I think I want to find something else. Plus, what does this mean? You know, having this in your deck, you're like, oh, I can answer all kinds of things now. I can answer, like, if you lock me out, a lock piece. I can answer your commander. I can answer all kinds of things. But then you bet. The strategy with this is you're betting that you're gonna get Chaos Warp when you need it. You know, instead you should make your deck so that the whole thing can work against, because you're faster than their strategy or whatever. So anything that says destroy enchantment, destroy artifact, it just feels, even wear and tear, it just feels really control-ish. Control-ish. This would be a dead card also in your hand if you don't have a problem with any artifact or enchantment. So I think my deck wants to be faster. Crash Through gives trample, draw a card. Pretty cool. Not quite enough. You want to boost power. That's the goal. Gold Clamp seems to be amazing here, killing the 1/1s that we create to draw 2 cards. I think it's a great card. I'm probably missing the point, but my 1/1s are 3/1s, 5/1s, etc. They do a lot of damage. If I have to sack them in order to draw cards, I think there's something slow about this or counterproductive. Order Paladin. I don't think Lightning Bolt is good enough. Brina might be, because say you attack with shit and you drop Brina, then you get to draw 2 cards, I believe, and put some +1s or whatever. I'm not sure. You know, it just draws you cards. You know, it replaces itself. It's a little late. It has to come later than everything else. So Bruce Starl and Duelist Heritage gives double strike, and with Isshin they trigger twice. Give double strike to 2 things. Seems good. So you would give double strike to Isshin to protect it, and you would give double strike to another 3/2 or something, and you've just effectively dealt 6 more damage. You know, when there's 120 life to destroy and you're doing 6 more damage, it looks good, but it's not. Atali is fucking amazing. Casting a bunch of shit for free twice with Isshin, but it's at 6 and I'm not going there. Coastline Marauder, very good, very big. +1 for each land the defending player controls. Trample, a lot of trampling damage, only 3 defense. Dies fast. It is strong, but it doesn't scale like I need my deck to do, and it will die. Blackblade Reforge, again, lowering the cost, lowering the land count. Maybe I have 4 lands like you noticed, so I get +4/+4. I could put any other equipment that gives +4/+4. Don't need that much treasures. This one's okay, gives +1s, +2, +1/+1 with Isshin. You can make maybe a little more +1s, you equip. It doesn't scale, it just doesn't scale. Riot, it has haste, target creature and opponent can't block this turn. With Isshin it's twice. If I need more of these I will. Hero's Blade seems good, I think, as a basic card. Cast Hero's Blade turn 2, Isshin turn 3. Hero's Blade automatically attaches itself to Isshin, making it a 6/6. Pretty beefy. Cool card. And if you have like a flyer or something, you can equip it. Or any other legendary, just auto equips. It seems pretty good value. So these don't go here. I'm not too sure. Rip apart the removal. This taps creatures. I'm gonna go a little faster, I think. If I notice anything, I'll tell you.
It costs nothing to talk. Korean college.
I think this is an attack trigger. Draw a card, discard a card, loot. Ants. So ants, some people are playing ants. At the beginning of your end step, each player may put 2+1 counter on a creature they control. Goad each creature that had counters put on it this way. Again, it gives players a choice. And they'll just say, no, I won't do it. And then this doesn't do shit. Besmirch seems interesting. You take somebody's creature, you swing. Then you goad it. And until your next turn, that creature attacks each combat. So you take a big creature, you swing with on someone, like the number 3 player. Then you give it back to the number 2 player. Number 2 player has to swing on number 3 again with it. So number 3 is taking a big hit. But then that's it. That's all this does. So it doesn't scale, right? It just does. It could do a lot of damage. That's all. That's all. It's like, you know. And then they'll block. So what does it do? It kills 2 creatures. Yeah, people like Sun Titan here, of course. Very normal. It costs 6, so I'm not gonna go there. But this one seems pretty cool. When it attacks, you draw a card for each aura or equipment attached to it. I like that. If you play a lot of equipment and auras and shit, this is so cool. I don't like the show lands in Commander. You don't have enough basic land types on your lands. They're good for fast games like Modern and stuff. I think these are fine lands for those sets. Well, these are just cards that I thought about adding. Equip. A lot of people play this card here. It gets +1 for each card milled until you mill a land and triggers twice. It's like +6 damage. Again, it doesn't scale. Some people will play this one. It costs 4, equip 4 to make a 4/4. I think it's a little high. Fracture, again, can be played here. Destroy target artifact, enchantment, or planeswalker. Doesn't destroy a creature, so it's not combat centric. It's utility centric. It's control-ish. And I don't think this deck wants that or needs that. But if it does, it'll come in. This also makes a 2/2, but it's 3 and 3. I think it's a little high. This guy's pretty cool. For 5, it's a 5/4 that target creature can't block this turn when it attacks. So 2 of them can't fucking block, and you got this 5/4 coming at you, plus everything else in the team. If it had ace, maybe. This seems pretty cool for 2. The 2/1, when it attacks, you scry 1. So with Isshin, you scry 2. Maybe goes in my deck. I don't know. Just because it's so low cost and allows you to filter. But the truth is, I don't want to filter as much as I just want to draw. This one says creatures can't block. A lot of stuff. This could protect the whole battlefield if I need to. This is a counter spell in red. Brutal Lord Chief is good. Campaign of Vengeance, again, very good. Whenever a creature you control attacks, defending player lose 1, you gain 1. So, triggers twice with Isshin, swing with 7 creature. It deals 7 damage to you, I gain 7. But it's at 5, and it's only 1 player. If it would have said each player, maybe I would have played it. This is a pretty good card, may attacks alone. So anything that says attacks alone have been cut from the deck. Could play Combat Calligrapher. He makes like 2/1s when a player attacks one of your opponents. So myself, he makes like 2/1s, a bunch of 2/1s for them. The 2/1s can't attack me, as it says, but if you remove this guy, they can. I don't know, seems a little wonky. And they're not goaded. This could see some play. When I hit, it goes all your creature. That's pretty cool. But what? So it costs 3 and then reconfigure 5. But it does have menace. But then if it has menace and you can't block, it's because you don't have creatures. What the fuck goading all your creatures are gonna do? Oh, the thing is, if I goad all your creatures and they tap out, and you try to keep putting creatures, and but this thing has menace, you can't stop it, and you keep getting goaded. Seems cool. So this, for 1 red, you can put this on the battlefield and sacrifice it at any time to make a red. It's kind of a ramp spell. I don't think this does enough. Next. There's a lot of weird fucking cards in here. So again, just something that costs 3 exile stuff. It's solid, but it's just a little high. I can't play anything else when I do that. Investigate, I don't think I need to do that. Fanatic will give you 2 mana with Isshin to cast something else. Really good card if you go to into the 4, 5, 6, 7 casting cost. I think it's great. Mentor could draw cards for something. Sun in Blood was fine when I played it. A Throat. Whenever another creature you control dies, each opponent lose 1. So if it would just be whenever a creature, not you control, like a Blood Artist might find a way in my deck. It's still good, and it could replace the other one that I have here, the lady with the champagne. Kellett seems pretty good. You know, with Isshin you would put 2 +1/+1s. It does grow Isshin, but that's all it does, and I'm not sure that's good enough. Again, a Nazan, just an equipment where you have other things to play. I know where I explained it. Aurelia, just because it costs 6. Also, when it triggers, you get to untap all your creatures, and then there will be another combat phase. But then with Isshin, it triggers again twice, so again right away. So you untap your creatures again, but they're already untapped. And then you'll get another combat phase, right? So the next combat phase, you can go ahead and swing. And then the third combat phase, you can't untap because you've already untapped twice. The third combat phase is kind of wasted, right? Unless you attack differently, right? So unless you swing like this and then swing like that and then find ways to untap your creature, or they have vigilance, and then she's fucking amazing.
I investigate a rumor I haven't been able to shake since I first heard it.
Oh.
It came from someone inside the CIA.
Creating stuff. Or investigate. Exalted is really good, but it's all about attacking alone. So I think Samurai stuff will really like the Exalted triggers. Again, I don't need more attacking phase. I really don't. Because when I attack, some of them die, and then if I attack again, I'm just gonna overdo it. It's gonna hurt fast, but I'm gonna not be able to follow either. Attack alone. Grave Titan's a lot of power, but it's 6, so not for me, but hey, that's a lot of fucking zombies. More attack triggers. But these are all good cards. Chat. This could do the trick also. Very aristocrat. This feels like a more of a control red-white build. Not exactly for me. Great card though. Basri is going to be a little hard to protect, and I don't think he makes enough. He says whenever a non-token creature attacks, you make a 1/1. If it would say whenever a creature, even tokens, then he might be good enough. Boros Elite, if I just want raw power, but doesn't scale. This thing is cool. It comes back to your hand, and it does make players lose life every time you attack, and twice with Isshin, and it comes back and you cast it again. It's just a lot of casting. She would bring stuff back from the graveyard. I think she might go in the deck. And wow. Wow, is there a lot of things. Go check out EDH and I'll talk about some bullshit that I don't see goes in my deck. So everything now is condensed. samurai decks and fast Isshin and slow Isshin, and you can see like just the regular cards. I'm not gonna put anything samurai because it's attack alone, and I'm just very wide with my battlefield. Getting haste is cool, but not necessary. Also, I'm not playing the boots, and it doesn't seem to be good enough. Attacks alone here. I'm not playing Lannery Storm. I don't need that much treasures. We are playing the Lina. Those that I'm not talking about, I'm either playing or, like you can see it in my playtesting video. Again, here, whenever a creature attacks you, so it's their choice if they want to lose life. But very pillow fort. We are playing this. We're playing Hero Blade Hold, Tectonic Giant. See, a lot of players will put both of them. I'm gonna keep Lightning Greaves for now. Might end up removing it. But when you play Sun Titan, you know, then yeah, for sure, you probably play bigger stuff than I do. So you have time to put Sword of the Animus, which is amazing to get you there. The Greaves, the Swift Boot, right? You probably play Ruinous Blast, Ultimatum. You probably play the Talismans, right? Aurelia, yeah. Einwehr Battlement, and fucking let's go. Like, that's a lot of decks who are not playing what I'm playing. 50% of the decks, 43%, think that they have enough mana to taps turn 6 and just tap out on turn 6 to make a 7-4 instead of a 2-3. That will make 3 2s, but what happens when they chump block your 7-4? It's fucking dead. You just wasted 6 mana your whole turn, 2 cards, you're down a land, thank you. Yeah, I don't know. No, it doesn't work out. Goldspan Dragon would be great if you're there. I think so. Eros, a lot of people play. There's the other god also. I think it's better. This is for the menace and prevent all combat damage. Your creatures. Very oppressing. Price keeps going up, but I don't know if it's necessary. The prevent especially. I think you just keep casting threats. Menace is good though. It'll make sure that damage goes through, you know. Kazul again, you know, if when somebody attacks you, so nobody attacks you really, you give them a choice. I'm not a fan. Because then you're left with a 5/4 that doesn't have trample. Yeah, anger, of course. If you find ways to drop it in your yard, then you can start attacking with Inferno Titan when you cast it. Ankle Shanker, I've tried it. Yes, it is insane that it gives first strike and dead touch to everything, meaning that nobody can block or they will lose creatures and you won't, which is cool. But what if they just say, okay, well, I'll just take it? Then you're not really doing more damage. And you took your whole 5 mana to do no more damage. And the taste is kind of funky, you know. You're like, oh, I don't know. You're not really doing more damage, you know. It doesn't have like an added effect. I don't play Alicia because you have to pay 2 every time of colored mana to bring back stuff. I want to find like the other answer I showed you. Robber, I don't see the point. I don't know why people are fucking freaking out over this card. When it attacks, if the defending player has more cards than in your hand than you, okay, you exile the top card of the library. During any turn you attacked with a rogue, so he has to be there. You may cast that card. You may spend mana. Doesn't cast it for free. Haste, so it's fast, but it reach for some reason. And then I don't know. You just you're not gonna play everything that they reveal. It's kind of weak. Ilgard seems like a good lot of damage, but you have to return those cards to your hand. Really good with bigger creatures, of course, right? You get to fucking cast Archon and fucking Inferno Titan for free or whatever. Igark. This guy's pretty cool. Also, you get an additional combat phase for landfall. Again, but they just cost over 5. That's why I don't explain. They just cost more than 5, and that's not good for Isshin, fast Isshin. What else? The spark, maybe generous gifts. Maybe some more protection would be great. Deflecting swab, but look at the price. It's insane. No tutors. I don't want any tutors. I don't need any tutors. Trickery. So this one here would be good also, just to exile a creature. Well, what else? What else? A lot of people play Dolmen Gate, preventing combat. I don't think it's necessary. Wow, people play Elm of the Host just because of the combo with Godo. That's it. That's as far as the ideas go here. Really? I mean, it is a game-ending combo, Godo and Elm. You just cast Godo, right, and then you win. But it's interesting to see, like, these are the top played artifacts, and I don't think any of them goes in the deck. You know? Even Dolmen Gate, I don't think that's necessary. Because you can hurt so much, and they have to sacrifice all their creatures by blocking. And you're mostly on top of that exchange because you're the aggro deck. I don't think this is necessary. Helm, I understand the point. It's a combo piece. Instant win kind of card. Blade of Selves, I've explained it earlier. It's there's you can't attach it to the legendary like your commander. It triggers when it attacks, so when you copy something that triggers with attacks, it doesn't trigger because it's already attacking. So it's just a stupid body. But with big creatures, it's good, you know. This one, again, I've explained it. Just because it doesn't, it seems counterproductive to kill your little tokens, and then this here, if it's not a land, well, it doesn't do shit until it's a land. Cool swords and stuff. Some people know about Seraphic Greatsword, Captain's Claw, but you can see it's not like the main idea. Hey, wow, so many people want a double strike. That's so cool. A lot of people play this thing. I haven't tried it. Smothering Tights. So I mean, it's 4 to get some mana, but yeah, you're gonna play some big things when you play this. You know, you want to play dragons or something, things that cost 6 and 7, and fucking you have a handful of stuff that costs 5 and 6, and you want to play this, you know. Okay, not gonna talk about everything. Gonna see if there's like a specific category now. Samurai Tribal, let's attack alone. Equipment, so you would build Isshin. Cool. Extra combats, just straight extra combats. Human Tribal. Okay. You get some, and then some treasure. Forced combat. What is that? How did they come up with these names anyway? Tokens. Tokens would probably be me. Legend. Voltron is when you put everything on the commander, like auras. Vehicles. Warrior Tribal. Jeez. Exalted. Oh, okay. Straight Exalted. Sunforger, Monarch. So mine is tokens, I think. You can see the curve, huh? Beautiful curve. Let's look at Force Combat. Ooh. Let's look at the curve for let's look at the curve for Samurai Tribal. Holy Christ, he's got a lot of twos. These curves are pretty good. Extra combat? Yeah, that's what I thought. A lot more in the 5, 6 here. You want to have beefy stuff that attacks and can attack twice because they don't die. What's the worst curve? That's pretty bad, Legend. Wow, Voltron is fucking small curve. Vehicles? Vehicles pretty good. Pretty impressive, the curve. Warrior Tribal is not the best, of course. Go back to tokens. Right, so you just make tokens. This guy is making a 2/2. Create a treasure token. Oh, that's cool. You may discard up to 2 cards. If you do draw that many cards, exile this and return it. And this Kiki. Jiki. 1 tap, create a token that's a copy of another target non-legendary creature control, except it has a sacrifice. So you like, you can copy Isshin, right? Because it's non-legendary. Of another target non-legendary creature. You can't target Isshin. That's too bad. I wish it could, and it would make a token that's non-legendary. Then I think that'd be sick. These are 2 standard cards right now. You can attack and block, or create a 1/1. Right, so you cast it for 3, you gotta wait till it's here, then it's here, and it's gonna make a 1/1. I mean, it's gonna be worth it if you take your time, first off, and second, if these are good enough. Search library for basic planes cards. Basic planes. Put into your hand. You may discard a card. When you do, return target permanent card from gear to the battlefield tapped. Bleh. Oh, motherfucker. You guys are playing Luxury Suite? Good. I ordered one. Right, because these are multiple opponents? Yeah. Krenko, 92%. Einware Garrison, 92%. Let's go. The best. Leonin War Leader. Also, people think it's one of the best, even though it costs 4. Because it makes up 2 of them. 2 1/1s, 2 1/1s. X 1/1s. 2 1/1s. 85%. A lot of 1/1s. 85%. Yep. 69% of them will play Basri. So why am I not playing Basri for 3? So he only activates once, because then he becomes 1. And whenever 1 or more non-token creature attacks this turn, create that many. 1/1 tapped and attacking. So is that really enough? You know, making 5 1/1s and then you can't use it again until like the turn after. I don't know. Selena should be before Basri. She's a beast. Brutal too. Yeah, so all of this I play. I literally play all of these cards except Basri. I don't play Sword because you don't need that much mana. Unless, of course, you play these fuckers. I don't play these at all. I don't play Eros. Might play the other god, though. Attacks, flip 3 coins. This would be... This I considered. I don't know why I don't have one. Because if you flip 3 coins, it means you'll get it 1.5 times, so 1 or twice. 1/1, so you'll get 1/1 or something, sometimes 2 1/1s. And then with Isshin, you'll get 1.5 times 2, which is 3, so on average 3 1/1s with Isshin. So seems okay, but then it does die. It's a 4/2, can be blocked. Doesn't have flying, doesn't have any kind of evade. doesn't, you know, that's, and it's at 4. Like you just spend a lot of mana to have this thing create 3/1/1 and then die, you know. Anointed Procession. Ali, at the beginning of each end step, create X11 token with flying, where X number of tokens you created this turn. Right, so for this deck, if you really focus on tokens, sure. But again, she's at 5, so that's why I don't play her. I don't play Parhelion, it's too much. Can't get attack, create a token that's a copy of another token. Attack creature that's tapped and attacking is out of that token. So again, it creates the token, the copy, tapped and attacking. It, even if you copy like the fucking, let's do a simple example. Even if you copy Leonin, it's already tapped and attacking. The copies of Leonin do not trigger. They're already tapped and attacking. They don't make the extra 2/2s, the extra 2/1/1s that you would hope it does, but it doesn't. So I feel like some players are putting it in the deck, you know, cards like this that copy, thinking it does, and it just doesn't. You know, the same way that fucking, we're gonna see the equipment here. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Sword of Myriad. Well, I'm shocked. I thought it would be here, but they don't fuck around. Where's the Plowshare? Boros Charm. I don't feel like Boros Charm is good enough. It does protect. I think they use it for protection. Permanence control gain indestructible. I could consider it. I could consider it. This is just too much mana. Don't need the treasures. Unicorn. Creatures control get +1/+1 until end of turn. Dodo. Oh, I feel like there's better equipments than like these, but hey, that's what people like. Raid Bombardment, of course, why not? Impact Tremor, see it's there too, cool. Stars Crusade, Assemble the Legion. Put a muster counter, then put a 1/1 token into a for each muster counter. Kind of slow. Strong but slow. I thought about this too, Divine. You would make 4/4 Angel token with flying instead of your 1/1s. Seems pretty good, but it's at 5. And again, if somebody rats the board and you play this, it's just a really I call it a tertiary card when you need 2 other things, like you need your whole machine to run. It can be a totally dead card. Give +1/+1 to my creature tokens and vigilance. I thought about an Anthem effect. This looks okay. This is pretty cool. Put it on the side. Bitter Blossom, I thought about it. The price I don't like. It is flying and this is what the deck needs, but still it's kind of slow. Some utility lands could be played here. Simple mana rocks, they're all there. You need to go there. Lands, same lands as I do. Pain lands, shock lands, multiplayer lands, Triome, fetch lands. I'm surprised fetches are not higher. They do have check lands. I don't like them because they give you the color that's already there, meaning that they give you the same color, meaning that they give you the same color twice. Like if there's a mountain, then you get mountain. And if there's a swamp on the battlefield, then you get swamp. Right? Or mountain swamp. You get the same colors. So it's really good for like spells that cost that have the same colors in the cost, or the land that says the different cost, but it's the land white, black. Anyway, it's too fucking intelligent for some fucks. I can't fucking. That's why I don't play them. I don't have that many two of the same color. Otherwise, it comes into play tapped, and you need to have that land type. You need to have that land type like this here on the land. And if we look around here, there's like what, 16 lands. Out of 16 lands, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, that will make this untapped. So that's 1/4. Not even enough. Probabilities are against us. Cool.